tell you a story about this song. When I wrote it back in '85, it's about my grandmother. She passed away, and I was living up above Music Row, hanging out with a bunch of crazy writers. And I hadn't related back home for a couple weeks. As that song goes, God bless the boys that make the noise on 16th Avenue South. Every word of that song is true if you've ever lived it. And like I say, I hadn't called home or for a couple weeks. Mother answers the phone. I can tell in her voice there's something that ain't right. And I immediately asked her, "What's wrong?" She said, "Would you be willing to come home this weekend?" And I'll tell you then, I said, "No, that can't happen. I will come home this weekend, but you got to tell me now." And at that time, my great-grandmother, my great-grandfather was still living. Immediately I thought one of them passed away. She said, "No, Monty, Mother has passed away." I packed up and I was heading north up 65 to a cornfield in Indiana. Got there, and my grandfather and my mother were standing in the kitchen. And Grandpa looks at me and says, "I guess you would want to go to the gravesite and look at the gravesite, wouldn't you?" I said, "Yes, sir, I would." So we got in the pickup truck, drove down to the gravesite. Before we got there, he gave me one of the best lines that I've heard, and I hope I get to put it in a song one of these days. Now, if y'all take this line, you owe me one, as Tom T would say. I think that's what he used to say, something like that. He told me as we got about halfway there, heading to the graveside, he said, "Son, them flowers on that gravesite ain't worth a damn." Said, "You get good at giving flowers in the middle of the week." We got to the gravesite, and she'd been in the ground for 2 weeks. They tried to get a hold of me. WSM, they put my name across WSM. Hey, one of the first times I was on WSM. They had the police looking for me, and like I said, I was laid up with a bunch of crazy riders right up south of Music Row. Crow flies. 18th and Blair. Got down to the gravesite, and she didn't have her stone yet on the it wasn't the stone that was going to, it was still that temporary little thing they put in the ground till you get your regular stone. And we got looking at it, just me and Grandpa standing out there at the grave, and Thelma Stacy. It said 1912 to 84. He said, "That's wrong." I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "That date is wrong." He took his Barlow knife, turned the screw, flipped the top up, and the right numbers was there. He just had to flip them around. From 1912 to 1921. So, didn't think much about that. Said our words, heads down, drove home. Don't remember the rest of that weekend. Come back to Nashville, and I was sleeping in a little room off of the house. And at 1:30 in the morning, I picked up my straw hat. I walked out in front of the house, sat down on the steps. They're still there. I drive by it periodically. Wrote this song about 35 minutes. I tagged it with the old gospel tune, Precious Memories, because that is exactly what flourished my mind, was the memories. Not her being in the ground, but this 1:30 in the morning, this is what I got a hold of. I think it took me about 35 minutes to write it. That's when it's good, when the words come to you like that. You can't stop that pen. You got to let it roll. And another thing, my guitar playing sucks right now because I'm teaching myself how to play guitar on songs that I wrote 25, 30 years ago. In front of y'all, I'm teaching myself how to play guitar, so overlook the guitar playing and enjoy these words that I was blessed to write. The song's called Special Lady. In 1921, there was a lady born in this world, a soft-spoken woman, never raised a hand to the thing she loved. Along came a man beside her to give her a wedding band. Together through the hard and good times, they stuck it hand in hand. As I got a little bit older, I moved off to Nashville. She came down one more time to visit me. This time with a smile on her face. Yep. Now, special lady, my hat is on to where you may take a stand. When Gabriel blows his mighty trump, we're gonna do them all again. Now, Lord, I hope they've got some real good fishing up in that promised land. Go and find the special tree and catch the first one again. Now over game of 500 we talked through the day. Always wondering about the hand I had and how I was gonna play. Yes, we talk about those older days, Lord, that once passed us by. The only thing I had was to ask, and we'd be on our way. As I got a little bit older, I moved off to Nashville. She came down one more time to visit me. This time with a smile on her face. Yep. Now, special lady, my hat is off to where you may take a stand. When Gabriel blows his mighty trump, we're gonna do them all again. Now, Lord, I hope they've got some real good fishing up in that promised land. We'll go and find the special tree and catch the first one again. Oh, yes, we'll go and find that special tree and catch the first one again. Precious memories, how they linger. Love you, Grandma. I think we caught us another one.